Spider-Man sits in the darkness, expressionless as a storm outside rages on. His face is cold, completely devoid of emotion, something unfamiliar to the web-slinging hero. Kraven did something to me. He's always doing something to me, and he goes unpunished because I'm the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. A spider scampers across his chair. He watches it for a moment, letting it be. He thinks about that name, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. No more of that. He squishes the bug as lightning crashes outside. Spider-Man rises to his feet, walking to the closet. His mind burns with rage as he thinks about all that Kraven's done to him. The time he buried Spider-Man alive. But Spider-Man's a good guy, right? His curse is to let the bad guys live. Peter reaches into the closet and pulls out a suit, one he swore he'd never wear again. If you asked him yesterday why he kept it, he'd say he didn't know. But deep down, he knows. It's for times like these, when he's not feeling so friendly. Right outside, Harry Osborn fights through the rain into Peter's apartment. "Where are you, Peter? You shouldn't have left." Just a few hours before, Kraven attacked Harry with a magical spear, one endowed with the essence of the Green Goblin. Kraven was hoping to create a new villain to fight on his side, but at the last second, Spider-Man leapt in his way, taking the spear right in his back. Spider-Man is now cursed with Norman Osborn's brain inside his, but it feels good. Harry races up the steps, convincing himself that Peter's fine. Kraven's a liar. It's a trick, right? Harry busts down the door. Peter's gone. The window's open. Peter's probably just out fighting crime, as he tends to do. But Harry sees something that sends a chill up his spine. His red and blue suit crumpled in a corner. "What are you doing, Peter?" As Harry prays Peter can survive what comes next, the world's most fearsome hunter stands in his mansion. Across the room, trophies of his conquest remind him of his strength. Yet still, he's never vanquished his most prized hunt. "You ran." "No, I am Kraven the Hunter. We do not run." Kraven sheds his fur cloak and walks away from the picture, swearing to face the sins of his father. "I will face the madness that took him. I will kill it. I will hunt." Kraven goes to the weaponry, putting on his iconic lion mane vest, looking at the weapons that lay before him. Kraven swears to kill Spider-Man, the one who defeated his father. He pauses. "But the weapons, why do they seem so heavy?" Kraven steadies his mind. His body is telling him to stop. It doesn't want to be weighed down by weapons, slowing him down. "My body knows. I am prey." Kraven's senses tell him he's not alone. As always, those senses are spot on. Kraven lifts a rifle with a smirk, ready to attack the web-slinging lurker on the ceiling behind him. Gah! Before he can make his move, Spider-Man jams a needle right into Kraven's neck. The hunter was too slow. Kraven begins to flail in panic. What was that toxin? "What did you do to me?" Kraven turns back to Spider-Man. The hunter hallucinates, seeing a demonic, shadowy creature in front of him. The voice inside his mind screams, telling him to run. But this is Kraven the Hunter. He does not run! Spider-Man crunches the syringe in his fist, screaming at the villain. The friendly neighborhood Spider-Man has been replaced by something far worse. Kraven sprints out of the weaponry. He has officially become the prey. Kraven runs into the forest, his superhuman speed carrying him through the night. But try as he might, he cannot escape Spider-Man. "I am the gazelle, hobbled by my father's sins." Spider-Man watches from his perch as his prey runs in fear. Kraven's eyes are bloodshot, his skin pale, the blood drained from his face. "I am Kraven, the hunted." Kraven ducks into a cave looking out to the city, keeping his face at the entrance. As the rain pours down, he gets himself into a defensive position. Given a moment of calmness, he reminds himself this isn't the first time he's felt hunted. "I've felt the fear of every animal I've taken. Thought like them. Become them." Lightning crashes, illuminating the small cave. Beads of cold sweat drip down his brow, but now he can see. "I see you!" Kraven lunges at Spider-Man with his massive blade, but Spider-Man easily takes hold of both wrists. Spidey squeezes and twists, shattering Kraven's bones as the knife clangs to the floor. Spidey lifts Kraven and slams him to the ground, gripping the hunter's neck as they're pelted with raindrops. This grim version of Spider-Man squeezes Kraven's throat. "I can't believe I was ever scared of you. I can't believe I let you get away with what you did for all these years." The friendly neighborhood Spider-Man let everything Kraven did slide, never offering the ultimate punishment. He walked around like Kraven didn't literally bury him alive. Kraven can barely choke out an answer. "I'm not my father." Close enough. Spider-Man's eyes squint. This was a long time coming. This is going to be fun. Spidey does the unexpected, tossing Kraven into the nearby river. At first, Kraven thinks Spider-Man was letting him go. The black suit, the vicious attack, it was only an effort to scare Kraven, right? But then, a horrifying cackle breaks through the storm. Spider-Man's laughing. Kraven realizes he's playing with me. As Kraven tries to swim to safety, Spidey hits him with a shot of webbing, nearly drowning him. Kraven's an expert hunter, familiar with every strategy used by every predator, yet he's not sure if Spider-Man is stalking him or hurting him. Down below, Kraven sees a glimmer of hope, an opening to the sewage line. If he can tear off the cover and duck inside, he can hide out for a moment. Kraven breaks through, crashing into the disgusting sewer main. The smell quickly overwhelms him. Kraven vomits into the muck, but then quickly rises to his feet. Not much time to pause. He needs to think like prey for once, get some distance between him and his hunter, confuse his tracks. As he painfully sojourns into the darkness, the voice in his head calls to him. "You want to die! Into the grave! To join your father!" Kraven treks through the labyrinth of sewage, but a voice freezes him in his tracks. "Stop! You've gone far enough for the serum to work." There's no emotion in Spider-Man's voice. Kraven stares through the grates to the outside world, undeterred. "My blood is hardened by fire. I don't feel a thing. It's not supposed to work on you." Kraven fears what that means, but he soon gets his answer. He looks into the darkness, where two red eyes approach him. The two eyes become 4, then 6, then a dozen. Soon, a small army of hideous, humanoid figures crawl closer and closer to Kraven.
"Something smells tasty.
Kraven's night just got worse. These are vermin, rat-like creatures who live below New York City, a horde of mutated, animalistic monsters. They crawl toward Kraven, pouring from the tunnels and surrounding the hunter. Spider-Man didn't care what the toxin did to Kraven's mind and body. "I just needed you to work up a sweat." The pheromones worked through Kraven's body as he ran in fear. Those pheromones attract these vermin, calling to them from miles away. Kraven was right. He was being herded. These creatures recognize Kraven's costume and appearance. They mistake him for his father.
"The one who hit us, hurt us." "Yes. No one hits us, hurts us anymore. We are many. We are vermin."
The vermin swarm Kraven. They aren't strong, but they are overwhelming. Their razor teeth bite and claw at his skin, taking chunks at a time. Kraven can feel Spider-Man's eyes pouring down upon him as the beasts become too much to bear. Kraven's father had beaten these vermin relentlessly. Spider-Man came here to watch Kraven fail where his father had succeeded. "I see you watching, Spider. I will not fail." Kraven recenters his mind, breaking through the swarm of vermin. With his back in a corner, he reverts to animalistic instincts, biting off one of the vermin's ear. "Come on, then!" Kraven roared into the masses, pummeling them one by one. "I am Kraven!" But there are just too many. Their hordes are endless. They continue to pour from the darkness, tearing into his hide and pulling them down into their depths. Spider-Man watches without a word as the rat beasts do his work for him. Kraven is helpless, knocking on death's door because of his father's sins. Spidey stands witness as one of his oldest enemies is torn limb from limb. In the final moments, he acts, proving that he was not completely swallowed by the darkness. Spidey leaps into the sewer, fighting the beasts off of Kraven. "Stop it!" The vermin pause for a moment, but Spidey stands tall. They flee back into their shadowy hole.
"He hits us, hurts us. We runs. Now, runs."
Kraven moans as the vermin retreat, but Spider-Man's not finished with him yet. As Kraven fades into unconsciousness, Spider-Man drags him back to the above world, back to safety. Kraven awakens to rain pelting on his nose. He mutters as he breaks back into consciousness. As his eyes open, he sees Spider-Man standing above, just waiting for him to wake up. The Dark Spider stands with no emotion, with no sympathy, just rage, just vengeance. Kraven sees he's in a pit, lowered beneath the earth. Lightning strikes as Kraven realizes the worst. He's being buried alive. Here's this! Spider-Man tosses a rifle into the pit. In case you want to skip to the end, the battered Kraven weakly begs for mercy. Before he can muster the strength to move, Spider-Man slams the lid of the casket, damning Kraven to certain doom. Spider-Man stands above his handiwork, letting the rain fall upon him as he takes a breath. Pretty damn fine day. Spider-Man begins to shovel, burying the villain alive.